Hi everyone. Today I will be discussing with my guests seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, and also visiting the idea of seasonal yoga in regard to the autumn season. I welcome back Lois Minkevitch and Adriana Moniz as my guests today. Hi Lois.
Good morning, Masha. Thank you for having me back.
Thank you for coming. Hi Adriana.
Hi there. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Seasonal affective disorder is a subtype of major depression that fluctuates as the seasons change. It is cyclical, coming and going at about the same time each year. There are general symptoms of depression, including feeling hopeless, losing interest in activities, insomnia, appetite changes, and trouble concentrating. More specific to winter onset SAD are the following symptoms: tiredness, irritability, hypersensitivity, including moodiness and problems with relationships, too much sleeping, a craving for carbs, and weight gain. In retrospect, I have recognized some of these symptoms in myself with the onset of winter. Lois, you had noticed this many years ago. Could you please elaborate on why that was?
Yes, I noticed it first back in the 70s, and it took me many years to put it together, because this time of year I would always have depression, sadness, moodiness, weight gain for sure. And it took me about 10 years. I moved to Seattle, where they have like a lot of cloudy days and not that much sun. So it really took me about 10 years to put it together that it was seasonal. So it took me quite a while to get it together. And then when I finally realized that when you live in this type of area where, you know, the sun, you get up in the morning and it's dark, and you go to bed, you know, but supper time it's dark again. So yeah, I really noticed the difference in myself because of it.
Yes, geography definitely plays a role. In areas with less sunlight, people are affected more. In fact, light therapy is one of the three main ways that the medical profession treats this, along with the use of psychotherapy and medications. Adriana, I thought of you when I read recently that SAD can result in the skin being dark and sunken below the eyes. That is an area that shows physically on you. Of course, that could be related to just being a mom and a lack of sleep in general. But it makes it difficult, therefore, I'm sure, to draw a line between depression and this lifestyle. Can you talk about the symptoms of SAD that you might have noticed or could relate to?
You know, I think in a place such as New England with such a severe weather change, it's hard not to be affected no matter what. You know, it messes with my kids as well. Their bedtime gets all screwed up because it's dark at 4:30 and we're not getting outside and getting the sunlight and the energy that all of us need. So of course, if they're not sleeping, I'm not sleeping either. And I think it just makes us all less motivated. You know, who wants to get up and put two kids in the freezing cold car and go somewhere cold and gloomy? You kind of just want to sit in the house all the time, and it really can mess with you in that way. You know, there's no beautiful sunny park to get the kids up to go play at. So it really can affect the whole family, I think. Even if you don't have some sort of clinical depression, I think anyone can be affected by these season changes. It's hard not to be.
That's very true, Adriana. Now, Lois and Adriana, what are some of the things that you're going to be doing over these next few months?
Well, I'll be busy getting ready for the holidays with my grandchildren. I'll be shopping and wrapping and getting prepared for the season. So, you know, that's things to look forward to. I like to decorate the house, which definitely does kind of help offset the seasonal. But yes, I'll be doing that kind of stuff, getting ready for Christmas.
Absolutely. And Adriana, what about you? What's up for the next few months?
We're doing the same thing, just getting ready for the holidays. That's really fun for the kids. We do all the decorating. We go to the Edaville Railroad, and there's lots of activities like that to keep us busy. And I definitely think that that really does help carry you through for most of it, yeah.
Well, there is a paradox here, because at the very time when we need a lot of extra energy and creativity, some of us will find ourselves feeling more like crawling into bed. What causes these symptoms of SAD? Less sunlight in winter means a disruption of the body's internal clock, something that was on target before the days of windowless high-rises and the constant flow of technological stimuli. Reduced light also affects mood because it triggers a decrease in the production of serotonin and disturbs the balance of melatonin, a chemical that plays a big role in our sleep patterns. The pineal gland is responsible for the production of melatonin, and some techniques in yoga can be used to make the pineal gland more active. One of them is gazing at an object, particularly a candle flame, in an uninterrupted manner. This stimulates the gland. Alternate nostril breathing, which I will demonstrate later, stimulates melatonin production. Also good is using the body and breath together, as we will do in the sun salutation. Again, science backs up the ancient practice of yoga. Research shows that continuing practice of yoga can significantly influence the body's structures and functioning. So, from a yogic viewpoint, what can we do? It's a good time for surrendering, for letting go of what we do not need anymore. The yin season, the winter season, is a time for conserving energy, storing and resting. And of course, we need to always strive for balance. Taoist philosophy sees this balance in terms of yin and yang. We can therefore base our yoga session on poses that promote these things. Since winter is a time for conserving energy, we should attempt to meditate more. Begin with just a 5-minute meditation in bed before rising. Think calm thoughts. Combine this with 8 full breaths, retaining those same calm thoughts. In addition, we can express gratefulness to those who we appreciate. Try not to procrastinate. Avoid cold, icy drinks because they can chill the kidneys. And practice morning yoga. Add some restorative yoga. I will show you some of those postures today. Also, introduce warmer, spicier foods to your diet. They keep the internal temperature up and prevent mucus from developing. Some foods that work well are onions, garlic, cinnamon, carrots, remember our juicing, olives, mushroom, citrus fruits, and water chestnuts. Those who practice seasonal yoga see this time of November, December as a time of keeping that which we value and letting go of the rest. A time of redefining what life means to us. Metal is the energy of fall, and autumn is also associated with the lung and large intestine. The goal is to optimize the power we have within us while being careful not to wipe ourselves out. We know that autumn means darkness sooner and the slowing down of nature, shorter days, longer nights. There are beautiful colors everywhere, but then the colors fade from the lack of energy and moisture given to the leaves, and they are gone. The fall brings with it beautiful sunshine, but also gray and misty days as we go through this time of transmutation. The Earth's energy is going inward and getting us ready for the winter ahead. So with that, we will move to our practice on the mat. Do remember that nothing should hurt in yoga. If you feel pain, please just remove yourself from that position, return to a resting position or a posture in which you are comfortable. And so now, Adriana and Lois will move to the mat.
Okay.
We begin here today, Lois and I in bound angle position, Supta Baddha Konasana. We're lifting and opening the chest, opening the hips. Adriana is in Shavasana, so if you don't have a bolster or blocks, you can just rest in this position. And we bring our attention now to our breath. And just noticing the rise and the fall. Just bringing the attention to the breath, we begin to make the inhalation slightly deeper and the exhalation slightly longer. Taking several deep breaths in this manner. Just returning to your normal breath. And as you breathe in a sense of spaciousness and openness. And as you exhale, allow the back body to deeply relax. Now just draw your attention to the ribs. And as you inhale, attempt to expand the ribs sideways. So see if you can focus some of the breath right in the rib area. And exhaling. Inhaling, spreading the rib cage sideways. And exhaling. Just notice or think in terms of the gills of a fish. When you envision your ribs and the muscle in between each rib, we just try to open those up like the gills of a fish. And then exhaling, allowing that to close. So using a little visualization to assist us in breathing in this area. Now the ribs are, of course, the cage that surrounds the lungs, which are one of the areas that we focus on in winter seasonal yoga. The lungs are susceptible to a lot of illness, colds, flus during this winter season. So just at this point, you can just release, if you're on the blocks, releasing your legs down. And just begin to point and flex the feet. Just several times. Nice stretch across the top and then pulling the toes back towards the face, but keeping the calves and ankles on the floor. And then bring your feet back to a neutral position. Bring your arms straight up in the air, keeping your shoulders down on the bolster or the mat. And just open and close loosely the fists. And this is a great little exercise for those who have arthritis in the hands, and especially prevalent in the winter. And then take your palms and place them up towards the ceiling and have your arms nice and straight. So nice stretch there, and then drop the fingertips towards the floor. Keep your feet active, yoga toes. Palms up to the ceiling, fingertips down to the floor. One more time, palms up, fingertips down. Bring your hands back, face the palms towards each other. Take a nice long stretch through the body. Right from the tips of the fingers down to the heels of the feet, extending and lengthening through the sides of the rib cage. Exhale the arms back down. And just for a moment, just bring your legs back to the position on the blocks. And Adriana, you can stay where you are, but just if you have the blocks, bring your feet back to that position. Take a hold of each elbow with the hands and just bring the arms above the head. And then exhaling the arms down. Take your arms to a goalpost beside your, on the floor. Your elbows are on the floor. Palms are facing forward. And just try to open and close at the first knuckle of your fingers and thumbs. And then just rotate the wrist in one direction. And then rotate in the other direction. And then come up, bring your arms up, take the opposite elbow that you had before and raise that above your head. And just lengthen through the sides. Take a deep breath here. Exhale your arms down, remove the blocks again, lengthen the legs. Take the feet just slightly further apart and rotate the ankles. And then rotate in the opposite direction. And then bringing the feet back to hip distance. And you can just slide your bolster and pillow or pillow off to the side. I'm just going to move my mat down just a little bit here so you have a better view. And then coming back on your back again. Extend from the fingertips all the way down. And exhaling the arms down. Bring your feet to the floor one at a time and your knees to your chest one at a time and gently rock them. And then just give a little rock side to side. Bring the feet down to the floor. Take the left knee into the chest. Keep the right foot on the floor. Just hug that knee into your chest. Rotate that ankle a little and point and flex it. Bring that left foot to the floor. Take the right up knee into your chest. Make some circles with that foot and point and flex it. And then bring that foot down to the floor. Bring both of the knees up into the chest and hug the knees in. Now, keep the sacrum, the lower back on the floor. We're allowing that back body to relax and to rest, part of our seasonal thinking. But also giving compressing the abdomen and compressing the large intestine. Take a deep breath here. Keep your chin level, don't let it jut. And then release the legs a little bit and take the knees wider apart. Take your forefingers tight together and put them in behind the knee. The thumb is on the outside. And bring the thigh into your chest as much as you can. But keep that sacrum on the ground. Don't bring it up too much. So face the soles of the feet towards the ceiling somewhat. So we're going to flex. And we're allowing that abdomen and the lungs and everything to come right through there. Be relaxed and open. And then just bring the knees back to a central position and drop each foot, bring them to the floor. And just sway your knees back and forth just a little bit. Just focusing on that lower back area for a minute. And then coming to center and just lengthening, stretching once again. And while we're here, add a pelvic tilt. Don't hold your breath though. Inhale. Exhale the arms down to the side. Now just take your body and just move it over just an inch or two to the right, the top part of your body. So leave your legs and just move that top part an inch or two to the right. And then stretch over to the right a little bit with your arms. So feel a stretch through that left side almost as you move towards the right. And here we're working part of the large intestine, the ascending part. And then bring the arms down, bring yourself back to center, and adjust a little bit to the left, the top of your body, and then stretch that way, and stretching hard through the right hand and the right side as we move towards the left. Exhale the arms down, and move yourself back to a center position. Bring your feet to the floor one at a time, and your knees to your chest, and just gently rock. And then allow the feet to come down to the floor. Once again, lengthen, stretching the body. Exhale your arms down. Bring your feet to the floor one at a time. Bring your knees up to your chest. Cross at the ankle. Widen your knees slightly. Bring the hands to the top of the knees. Fingertips are pointing down towards your feet. And begin to just rotate on that lower sacrum. So making a nice slow circle. Coming back to center, and just let's try the other way, going in the opposite direction. Keeping the movement slow so the mind doesn't move away. We're trying to keep that mind-body connection going. And then just coming back to center and bringing the feet down to the floor. And then we're just going to roll to the, no, we're not. We're going to take our belts. Now, some of you can use a belt if you like, or you can do it without a belt, but we're going to bring the feet to the floor, and then we're going to take the belt, or either interlacing behind or taking the belt around the arch of the foot. That's right. And lengthening that leg. So we're stretching the hamstrings out now. We're keeping the chin even, not allowing it to jut up in the air like this. We need to keep that even. We're pressing the thigh into those interlaced fingers or towards the front of the wall, in front of you. And we're spreading the toes and sending the sole of the foot right up. Now keep an eye on your right knee. Do not allow it to drift off to the side. Bring the thigh into the chest, bend it, elbows out to the side with the belt. Hold it, pause there at the chest, and then extend again. Perhaps getting a little more extension. Once more, bring that in. Once more, extending up. Now, if you're able, you can lengthen that right leg on the floor, or stay where you are. This is where you can always modify. You should always respect what you can do. Bring that right foot back up to the floor, so the sole of the foot is on the floor, and then just drop your belt for a minute and allow that left leg to cross over the right. Make sure your hip and your knee are in line. Take your left hand to your left knee, your right to your right, and bring that configuration to your chest. Just hold this and take a deep breath. Try to breathe into that rib area. And then allow that foot to come down, uncross your legs, and then take your belt to your other foot around the arch, or just interlace your fingers behind, pressing down with that left foot on the floor. Lift the other foot up towards the ceiling. Press the thigh towards the front wall. Getting a nice hamstring stretch right here. Pull that into your chest. Thigh into your chest as much as you can. Pause a moment, watch the left knee, make sure it remains pointed at the ceiling. Press the sole of the foot back up. Once again, bring that thigh to the chest. Extend up, reach up, spread the toes. And then just allow your belt to drop and cross that over the leg over the other. Bring your right hand to your knee, left to your left knee. Bring that configuration to your chest. And then release that down, uncross your legs, lengthen through the body, stretch the sides of the waist, reaching as though you're being pulled from one end and the other. Take a deep breath. Another deep breath. Exhale your arms down in time with your breath. And then we'll roll to our right side and just come to a seated position. So we're going to bring the legs in front of us. And we're in staff position here in Dandasana. Bringing the fingertips behind you, lift the chest. So lifting, getting some nice extension through the sides of the waist and the spine. In yoga, we believe that the energy runs along the spine, so we're always trying to open up those areas. And then just bring your hands to your sides. Just tap your legs for a moment. And once again, bring your fingertips back and lift the chest. And trying to keep that extension. We're lifting the chest, but we're keeping the buttocks grounded. And leaving that extension there. Lift your arms up beside your ears. Tuck the tummy in, come forward, lift the chest. So we want to keep a straight back, lift the chest. You're pressing the toe joints and the heels, balls of the feet, towards the wall in front of you. So you're still feeling that hamstring stretch. We're creating some nice space as we inhale. Perhaps getting a little more extension as we exhale. keeping that chest lifted. And then just bringing your arms back up, bring them to your side, and just inhale, roll your chest, your shoulders back. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale back, inhale up, exhale back. Bring the shoulders right up to the ears. Inhale them up, hold a moment, exhale, ha, ha. Okay, now we're just gonna widen the legs a little bit. And to explain the large intestine, also called the colon, it runs from right above your right hip, comes up, this part called the ascending colon, travels across underneath the chest area, and then drops down in the descending colon. And this is how waste, of course, moves from the body. So with your legs wide, just windshield wiper your legs a little bit. Again, just lubricating the hips and the ankles. And then gently take your left, right behind your left knee, and fold it and bring that left sole of the foot into the right thigh. Now keep your right toes up to the ceiling. So we still get a nice hamstring thing. If your leg does not go to the floor, you can support it with a blanket. You can also support the knee if you have any issues there. So we're gonna take the fingertips back, lengthen the spine again, ground down with the buttocks, lengthen the spine, and then release that, but keep your extension. Move your navel towards that right leg, reach forward, and then drop the hands, but lift the chest. And just taking a deep breath here. And relaxing. And then walking it back up. We're going to take the right hand to the side, take your left arm up by your ear, and just reach over here. Keep your buttocks grounded though. Keep your torso perpendicular. Come back to that central position. Take your left hand, bring it over past your right thigh, and then twist around. So lifting, extending, and twisting, allowing that back shoulder to relax, the back arm to relax. Taking a breath in this twist position. Come back to center, release that leg. Bring, gently lifting behind the knee, bring that right sole of the foot to the left thigh. Let the left thigh hug the foot and the foot hug the thigh. Keep your toes up to the ceiling, bring your hands behind you and extend that spine up. Keeping that extension, release, turn towards the leg, reach forward and then down, lifting the chest. Don't let the chest collapse or the back round. So keep it nice straight. And take a deep breath. And then walking back up, take your left hand beside you, your right up next to your ear, and just fold. Keep that foot straight at the ceiling though. Keep your torso perpendicular. Come back up, take your right hand to your left thigh, lengthen, turn, let the back shoulder relax. The foot is pointed towards the ceiling. And then just coming back to center, bring your legs out front, bring them hip distance and tap them. Take the right leg in right up to the chest. Keep the left foot pointed up. Inhale. Wrap your arm and allow that to drop back. Now Lois, you'll notice, Lois has shoulder and neck issues, so she sometimes modifies for that, and you'll notice that. Adriana has a lower back problem, so sometimes you'll see her adjusting for such things. And this is what you want to do. You want to adjust for your own body. And then release that leg, take the left one into your chest, right toes are pointed up. Inhale, wrap that arm, exhaling, twisting, allowing the other to rest behind you. In this pose, we're erect, but there's an elegance to this pose as well. And relax by just keeping the breath soft. And then coming back to center, tapping the legs again. And now we'll bring the soles of the feet together. And instead of keeping them where we usually do, we're going to move them forward about 15 to 20 inches in front so that you have a nice diamond shape. And taking your fingers again behind you, just going for that extension of the spine, so lifting that up, and then keeping that extension, release, come forward and just drape over. So you can allow for some rounding of the back now. In Tarsasana, or star. Breathe, and then coming back, sitting up, and we'll come to a standing. We'll remove the blanket and come to a standing position on the mat. Begin by taking your blocks to the front. And we're actually going to start at this end first, Lo. So we're going to start with we will be moving to that area, but, yep. So we begin in Tadasana, or mountain pose. Our feet are firmly planted, all four corners. We engage the quadriceps, so we lift those kneecaps in order to make this strong. Tuck the tummy to the spine, shoulders move back slightly, chest forward slightly. Drop the fingers towards the floor as the crown extends to the ceiling. Take a deep breath here in Tadasana, the foundation of all our standing poses. And then just bring your arms straight up and exhale down. Now inhale, lift your toes, spread them. Exhale down. Inhale, lift and spread the toes. Exhale down. Now we'll lift and bring the arms halfway up, and we're going to come up on the toes, getting a gaze point in front of you, and just lifting to halfway here. Balancing staff, and then lowering down. Take a deep breath, lift the toes. Exhale them down. Come back up on the toes halfway, getting a nice gaze point. If you can, bringing your arms straight up. Strengthening the ankles and knees, and then lowering down. Now we'll inhale the arms up. Bring your palms facing out, and exhale, and bring the palm pads right to the top where the thigh meets the pelvis area, and just give a little bit of a pressure on that area to release the lumbar spine and allow the crown of the head to lead to the front of the room. In half table, take a deep breath. And then allow your hands to travel down and come into your blocks. You should not be hanging, so either the blocks or the floor. The weight moves forward to the balls of the feet. And in this position, just bend your knees and straighten them. So using some motion, bend a couple times and straighten. Using motion to sort of elongate those hamstrings and allow you to have a little more length. Now, this forward fold position, Uttanasana, is great for many different things, including menopause, depression, anxiety. It's just a great pose for many different things. And then just bend your knees, bring your arms back behind you, drop your chest to your thighs as though you were in a skiing position. And then inhale and raise, you come up, arms behind the ears, and then to prayer position. And just for a moment, let's inhale, round the shoulders. Exhale back. Inhale, round. Exhale back. Inhale, round up. Exhale down. Inhale the shoulders to the ears. Exhale, ha, ha. Inhale up. Exhale, ha, ha. Inhale up. Exhale, ha, ha. Okay, so now we will move to the front of the mat this way. So you want to bring your blocks. No, you probably don't need your blocks in this. What I'm going to do now is to do the sun salutation, and it's important in this winter time because it kind of forces your breath to stay with the motion. So we're going to modify this. I'm going to show you quickly at home how I'm going to run through this, and I'll demonstrate for them. There are modifications. So we're going to begin in Tadasana, then moving into Urdhva Hastasana, toe mountain, and then just watching while I demonstrate, and just bringing the hands down. Bend your knees if you have to. Here's a modification, bend your knees. Then I'm going to step back with one foot into Anjanasana, runner's lunge. The knee always has to be over the ankle, but you can drop this back foot if you have to. So I'll move from there to this, or if you're here, from there to this. Coming to table. So we're going to modify it. And then as we do the Anjanasana, we bring the other foot back and we come into plank, which you're all familiar with because you've been watching the show. And then keeping your arms close to the body, we're going to lower down knees, chest, and chin. Or you're coming from table. Either way, coming down to the mat. Flip your feet up. We're going to come up into Cobra. You can come here, you can come here, you can come to Up Dog, whatever's comfortable. Then we flip into Down Dog. And we'll eventually bring that foot forward. Now, you can either drop this down and bring it up. Sometimes you have to physically move your foot. That's fine. And then eventually we'll come back to this and up to a standing position. So don't be afraid to modify the pose. It's not a beginner type of situation, so modify it as you need it. So we'll begin now with the sun salutation. Standing in Tadasana, our feet are even and parallel and firmly rooted. Tighten the quads, tuck the tummy to the spine. Inhale, raise your arms up as close to your ears as is possible. Tuck your tummy in there and hinge at the hips and bring your hands down. Bend your knees if you have to bring them near your feet. Step back with the left foot. And you can either drop that left knee or stay remaining up. Make sure your front knee is at a 90-degree angle though, because that protects the knees. Now bring the right foot back to meet it. Come into a top of a push-up, what we call plank. And then don't let your hips sag here. And now lower yourself down if you're able, or drop your knees down first. So you want to come back with your foot to it. And coming down to the floor. And now keeping the palms down at the side of your ribs, lift up either into Cobra, wherever you can come comfortably, or Up Dog. And then flip your toes and come up to Down Dog. So coming up into Down Dog, if you're able, and Lois protecting her shoulder, you'll notice. And then bring that left foot forward. So whatever you have to do that, to get it at that 90-degree position again. And then bring the right one forward to meet it. Now we're down in that folded position again. Come up. Inhale up. Bring the hands to heart center. Take a deep breath. Inhale your hands up. Exhale down. Now, whenever we do anything on one side, we always have to do it on the other side. So we're going to begin checking our feet again, even parallel, grounded, nice and tall. Inhale, arms up. Tuck the tummy to the spine. Hinge at the hips. Come down. Bend your knees if you have to. Place your hands at the side. Step back with the right foot. Either drop the knee or keep it up, whatever's comfortable for you. In Anjanasana, runner's lunge. Now bring that left foot back to meet the right and come into the top of a plank. Keep the hips up. Roll the inner thighs towards each other. And then drop yourself down, keeping the arms close to the side, knees, chest, chin, and Chaturanga Dandasana. Flip the feet. Rise up into Cobra or to Up Dog. Flip the feet, come into Down Dog. Extending from the shoulders down through the wrist and the hips down through the floor, lowering the heels. And then stepping forward with that right foot. Bringing yourself back into Anjanasana, watching your knee position. And then stepping forward to the left with the left and come rising up, Urdhva Hastasana, bringing the hands to prayer position. And just breathing. And you can see how in sun salutation there's a nice flow and the breath does stay nice with that. Okay, we'll do one more in this position at the front of our mats. So we again make sure that our feet are even and parallel. Put your hands on your hips. Step back with your right foot angled out slightly. Bring your hips to the front in front of you. Make sure they're nice and straight in front of you. Front leg is straight. Inhale the arms up as close to the ears as possible. Bend that left knee until you're at a 90-degree angle. Watch out that you don't go over it. That's it, Anna. Nice adjustment. Keep that back arch up and lifted. Keep that back foot grounded. Now exhale your arms down and straighten your leg. Inhale, raise them up. Back to that position. Exhale down. Inhale up. Reach to the ceiling. Bring your hands to your hips. Step the other foot forward. In Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Now step back with that opposite foot. Angled out slightly. I just did the same thing, Lo. And then placing the hips towards front. Straighten that front leg, none. That's it. And then our hips are to the front. Inhale the arms up, close to the ears. Exhale, bend the forward knee. Check your position. Keep that back foot grounded. Inhale, straighten the leg, bring the arms down. Exhale up. No, inhale up, sorry. Exhale down, bend, straighten the knee. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Lengthen. Nice strong pose. Bring the hands to the hips. Step forward with that. Okay, beautiful. We're going to bring our bolster or a pillow to sit on. So bring your bolster to the, or just sit on your pillow. We talked about the production of melatonin, which drops during the winter season. Alternate nostril breathing helps to increase that production. So what we do is we start with the right hand and we bring the the index finger and the middle finger in. The pinky and the other ring finger stay together and the thumb stays there. So we have this two-sided thing. Then we bring that to our nose and we block the right side with the thumb. And we inhale through the left. Block the left with those two fingers. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Blocked with the thumb. Exhale through the left. Keep the opposite palm up on your leg. Inhale through that left. Block it. Let it out through the right. Close the eyes. Inhale right. Block. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Block the left. Inhale right. Block. Exhale left. Inhale left. Block the left. Exhale right. And just bring your hands to your knees. And you can see that has a calming quality too to it. So raise your arms above your head, interlace your fingers, put the palms up and stretch that spine, elongate that spine. Exhaling down. Now we're going to remove the bolster, put our blanket down and come and do a little more before I get to the end of our session. Excuse me. And then we're going to just come to our stomach. So in this position, we're going to first of all just rest your forehead on your crossed hands. And just move the hips side to side. So just massaging that lower intestine area. And then come to center and just turn your head to one side. And inhale deeply and allow the abdomen to push into the floor. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Turn the head to the other side. Push. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale again. Push the abdomen into the rug. And exhale. Take your left hand and move it out to the side, fingertips and pointing ahead. Take your right hand and bring your right to your right foot if you're able, and lift the chest and the leg. Feel a nice stretch through that top of that thigh. Release that, bring up the other foot. Very nice, and then release. And we'll just roll to our back now. You can stay either way, it's fine. Bring your feet to the floor. Bring them as close to your buttocks as possible. Palms are down. Walk your shoulder blades down and under, so you're bringing those shoulders down. Press down with your feet and with the palms of your hands and lift up into bridge pose. And here we're working that descending colon, that descending part of the lower intestine. Take a breath. And then just lower down one vertebrae at a time. Extend from top to bottom, stretching, stretching, stretching. And exhaling the arms down. Bring the feet to the floor one at a time. Bring the knees to the chest one at a time and just rock them gently. And then bring your feet to the floor and bring them very close together. No, bring them hip distance together. Your arms are at a slight T to your sides. Allow your legs to drop to the right as your head moves somewhat to the left. Keep your shoulders on the floor. Go only so far as you're able. Inhale to center. Press down with your feet in the small of your back. And then allow the legs to drop the other way. Inhale to center. Bring your feet hip mat distance apart. Press your feet in your small of the back in and let your legs move to the right as your head moves slowly to the left. And in these twist positions, we're squeezing toxins from the body. So perfect for the winter and this fall, cleaning out. And you're also getting a nice stretch through that hip flexor. Inhale to center. Press with your feet in the small of the back. Allow them to drop the other way. Inhaling to center and just lengthening again. Once again, stretching from top to bottom and exhaling down. Now I'm going to show you two restorative poses. Lois is going to show you a restorative pose similar to child's pose. So we're going to just put this slightly between, you're separating your legs, toes together, knees apart. That's right, and then just folding over that low and just turning your head to one side and just resting. So getting yourself in a position where you're comfortable. Adriana, I'd like you to demonstrate the legs up against the wall. So you want to make sure you have a little pillow to put your head on, and then just bring your hip right up to the wall first, Anna. Bring it right up to the wall that way, that's right. And then slide your body, bring your legs up, bring your head down to a resting position. And just extend your legs straight. Very nice, keep them a little bit apart, none. Okay, beautiful. So in these restorative positions, these are great for the winter seasonal type thing. You can spend as long as 10 minutes, or even more in these positions. They're very restful. Lois, turn your head to the other side. Halfway through, you want to turn your head to the other side. So just to give you an idea, and keeping your head nice and straight. Very nice. So these are a couple of restorative positions that you can use. So for now, we'll come back. We'll come back down on our backs. We're going to put the bolster, if you have one, you can put that under your lower legs, or you can just rest on your pillow in Shavasana. So we will come back to this position, and we'll rest. Once again, we bring our attention to our breath. Noticing the ebb and the flow. Inhaling a sense of stillness and peacefulness. And exhaling, allowing the back body to relax. Letting go, surrendering anything that we no longer need. And as you rest there, I'll just read you a little something. Change in the natural world is subtle but relentless. Seasons seem to give way gently to one another. Even if the monthly motion is so swift, we don't realize we're moving. But when the leaves start turning colors, it's time for turning over a personal new leaf, so that our lives might be restored. Why do you suppose so many of us waste the autumn? Why don't we make the effort that will provide something new in our lives? January's negative resolutions are made when we are worn out in spirit, body, and pocketbook, and have no real urge to do anything but rest. The beauty of autumn resolutions is that no one knows we're making them. They don't require horns, confetti, and champagne. These resolutions ask only that you be open to positive change. And then just slowly roll to your right and remain in that position for a moment. And for this little bit of time, we'll take a moment to think about gratefulness and about the many blessings that we have. And then keeping your sense of calm, come to a simple seated position. We'll bring the middle finger and thumb together, pressing gently. We're going to just do one Om, so we'll inhale deeply. Bring the hands to heart center. Press the thumb and the pinky finger together. And inhale and rise. Open the lotus blossom. Open the three middle fingers. Bring it above the crown of your head. Allow it to fill with blessings. Exhaling, bring the flower back together. Bring it into your heart. Bow the busy thinking mind to the inner wisdom of the heart. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way home. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Lois and Adriana.